Simon told me I've got to fill in.
Right. Doesn't matter, but I can't see it.
Yeah, we've got to keep breathing. You've got to keep breathing. That's a good idea.
Okay. We're on.
Good afternoon and welcome to the University of Bolton's live Q&A session for Clearing 2015. First up, we have some of our subject group leaders and heads of school who are going to talk to you about the courses that we have on offer at the university and those that are available in Clearing. We'll then be talking to student services and their team who will give you a bit more detail about the university and the facilities we have. If you have any questions, then you can message us here on YouTube or you can send us a tweet or a Facebook message. I'm now going to get out of the way so you can see the full team and I'll introduce everybody and then I'll ask them some questions while we wait for yours to come through. Okay. Right, so today with us we have Mike from Media, who is here from the Creative Technologies subject area. We have Professor Hardy from the School of Law. There's Joanne, who's here from Health and Community Studies. Sam, who's here from the School of the Arts. Paul, who's here from the Business School. Jackie from Psychology, and we have Andy from Engineering. So welcome everybody. It's lovely to have you here again this afternoon. We are going to just have a quick chat about how Clearing is going and the courses that are available. So Mike, I know that you're here representing Creative Technologies, but media is your particular area. Can you tell us a little bit about the course and what's available now?
But there's places in all three courses. We run three pathways within the media department. There's media writing and production, that's a BA Honours. There's a BSc film production for the music industry, and there's a foundation media production course. That's a foundation degree. There are places on all of them, and they're all, I suppose, different combinations or different nuanced media production courses. They are practical courses. That's not to say there's not a huge amount of intellectual development within them, content within them. But they're the three courses within the media department.
So what sort of careers do students in your subject areas go on to?
Well, the whole range, and it's something I champion actually, and as do my colleagues, is the transferable skills that are inherent within film production. Most careers require newcomers to have the ability to work in teams, to deliver on time, be creative thinkers, problem solvers, to have great communication and presentation skills. And filmmaking, in whatever its form, requires those. We don't have to devise any strategy to introduce those transferable skills. As a result, when people go on and graduate, we've had students go, last year we had two going to teaching, postgraduate teaching course, because they want to go into teaching, one going to retail management, while the others go and find different avenues within the media industry. And don't forget, the media industry is not broadcast, that's only a tiny part of the media industry. But it does gear people up to move across career paths, because it requires them to communicate so well.
So what kind of companies have your alumni gone on to work with?
Well, there's some within broadcast, ITV and BBC, but a lot of them actually set up their own businesses, which is something we champion. Very often it's not a case of finding a job, it's creating a job. So people set up independent production companies, largely for designing, making and filming web content. In terms of working in the broadcast industry, there aren't full-time jobs in the broadcast industry. It's not an industry that requires those. So if somebody leaves and works for the BBC, they may only do so for a couple of months. They will then work for an independent who could be working for the Channel 4 and then the BBC. So it's very difficult to monitor what our students do in terms of a specific job. But they are entering an industry that is a considerable input into the GDP. It's one of the fastest growing sectors in terms of employment. It's just perhaps slightly not conventional in terms of its career structure. So students leave us and they may well do a combination of things, create their own jobs, as well as work for different production companies or facilities houses, because they are taught the full range of skills within film production, from conceiving an idea, developing an idea, producing, right through to shooting, editing, post-production.
Right, so they have the full set of skills for setting up their own businesses then.
Very much so, yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much, Mike. We're now going to talk to Professor Hardy about the law school and a little bit about how things are going there.
Well, we've been very busy on the clearing over the last 24, nearly 48 hours now, because of course law has proved yet again to be a popular subject with people. So I think it's not only the aspiring lawyer, it's also those who think that law is a transferable skill. So at the moment we've still got vacancies on our foundation with law course. We've still got some vacancies with our BA law course, which is the non-qualifying law degree, and only a smidgen of cases left on our law qualifying law degree. So we've been incredibly busy.
That's
because
great news.
It is great news. It proves that law is still a popular subject.
Absolutely. In terms of the industry contacts, I say industries, professionals really, isn't it? The professional contacts that you have within the school, I know we have some very impressive people our students work with.
We're very fortunate because we are closely linked to the local judiciary in Bolton and wider Greater Manchester, but also to local law firms. And again, we reach as far as Manchester and to some extent the national law firms, because we're linked with networks that serve both solicitors, future solicitors, but also the local bar in Manchester is very strong. So we have links with barristers as well. So we're very fortunate due to location, but also due to our connections, because not only is our own Chancellor the third most senior judge in the country, we're also very fortunate to have past graduates who are practicing lawyers, and they come back and talk to our students on a very regular basis. So we're very well connected, and unfortunately for us, very well received, and our students go out and visit real law as well as see law in the classroom.
That's good. In terms of lectures that we have during the year, do we have plenty for students to go and see?
We have the normal staple of compulsory lectures and
yeah.
in terms of the core subjects, but of course we have special lectures with the guest speakers I've referred to, but also we have our special annual lecture, which is named after Lord Justice Ryder. Its patron, our Chancellor, because that allows us annually to have one huge speaker. In the past, Dame Janet Smith, Judge Morris, Judge Clayson, and of course it began with Lord Justice Ryder giving the inaugural. So, you know, what we have planned for this year we can't say at the moment, but we have an annual lecture, which is a nationwide lecture on an important issue of the day in law. So we're very lucky with the sort of lectures and guest speakers we have.
Brilliant. Joanne, you're from Health and Community Studies.
I am indeed, yes.
How's clearing been going for you?
Good, yes, we've had lots of inquiries, lots of people looking for different opportunities really, of which we're able to kind of put people in the right direction. We have got people who come in to do foundation year right through to kind of degree, and we've even had some people ringing up about postgraduate, which has been a little unusual. But we do offer the full range really, from foundation year right through to through to masters. We have a range of courses which are around health and social care, but also community and neighbourhood studies, youth and community, and early years as well, some of which involve people in the workplace and their work-based programmes, some of which are people who know they want to work within health and social care or who would like to work within the community, but have yet to decide really on the career, and we've got lots of kind of opportunities really for people. I think our area has remained popular because people see it as a good vocation area that they're interested in entering into, but also in terms of employment opportunities as well, of which there are many. And we've linked up a lot with local employers, particularly with the NHS, to develop our programmes. So we know that they're very much geared towards people working in different aspects of the different sectors really.
What are the class sizes like in your area?
They do vary. Some of the programmes have proved to be very popular. So the BSc, which was launched around 3 years ago, has been very popular, and the classes are a little bigger in that area. But we do then do breakaway classes, there's seminars, and there's lots of individual attention. I think at Bolton it is all around giving students the attention that they need really. Some of the classes are kind of quite a bit smaller than that, really, based on the fact that people might just be coming to us for one day, and we want to make sure that they get the most out of that day. So there is variation, but I would think that our students certainly feel that they're well supported throughout the process.
And what's the advantage of having a small class situation?
I mean, there are different, there's various things really. I guess a small classroom does give you more individual attention, but even where we have bigger classes, I think we're still very good at giving that attention. Health and social care does require a lot of kind of group working and people working together, so we would ensure that kind of took place, and the small classes give us that ability really. And I suppose in terms of our team is very kind of varied, so we've got people from lots of different backgrounds really across the kind of health and social care and community and youth and community, so we've got a real kind of diverse kind of team really, both academic and from various areas of practice.
That's brilliant, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to have a quick word with Sam, who's from the School of the Arts. School of the Arts is very new, isn't it? Although obviously art has been a big part of the university for a long time. Can you tell us a little bit about the School of the Arts?
Yes, the School of the Arts embraces a whole range of artistic activities in the broadest sense of the word. We have a cluster of art and design courses that range from the foundation year, which is a sort of very experimental, exploratory year for students who aren't yet sure which discipline area they want to specialise in. And then we have a range from animation and illustration, graphic design, textile surface design, interiors, fine arts and photography. So we have a full spectrum of art and design programmes available. There has been a lot of activity at clearing over the last couple of days, but there are still spaces available for those particular courses. We also embrace the humanities in terms of we have a BA English Creative Writing and a Creative Writing course, and that those courses enable a more academic period of study, but also allow that flexibility for creative work and creative writing. We also have a new BA Theatre course, as well as our BA Performing Arts top-up course. So we cover a whole range of different practice-based activities and programmes within the School of the Arts, and this makes it a very sort of vibrant and dynamic community. And we try to bring all of the students together as often as we can through big group exhibitions, through community-based projects, university-wide projects, so that we have interdisciplinary activities going on, as well as students specialising in their one subject area.
Can you tell us a little bit about that new course in theatre? Because I know that's very different, isn't it, with its professional focus?
Yes, I think I would say that really it's unique to the country. There's not another course in the UK that was both designed and delivered with a professional producing theatre. We have the Octagon Theatre, which has an excellent reputation within our local community and nationally. And the artistic director and the executive director of the Octagon wrote the course together with academics here at the university. So it's a very exciting venture. We're being allowed access to spaces within the theatre that usually students would never access. So our students get to see professional actors in the rehearsal space, get to watch and participate in the technical rehearsals, also get to speak to and receive feedback themselves from professional actors, directors and so on in the theatre space. So it's a huge privilege to be allowed into a creative professional space like that. So our students from the theatre course, as well as our performing arts students, really enjoy a very unique experience there.
And can you tell me a little bit about the careers that your students go on to enjoy?
Yes, it was quite interesting just to feedback, mixed comments about media. Many of our students, obviously across the arts, they have to build a portfolio over a number of years. We can equip those students with a number of transferable skills. We can build their confidence, build their self-esteem, enable them in terms of networking, as well as building their creative potential. But I think it's a difficult road for them to follow, because effectively it's a piecemeal process. They build a portfolio over 2 or 3 years once they graduate. So it's absolutely essential that they have a degree of, they have stamina, they have self-confidence in order to keep building that portfolio up until they get their break, until they get their own business set up. That freelance activity, that's at the heart of the creative world, and that's what we have to impress upon our students, so that they go out there and they really do shine and they know how to sell themselves.
Excellent. Paul, thank you for joining us from the business school today.
Yes.
I just wanted to have a chat with you about how clearing's been going in the business school. So if we can maybe start there.
Yeah, it's been going very well. Our foundation courses are proving to be very popular. In fact, all the courses are proving to be popular, even though it's accountancy. It is quite popular. So we think we'll be in a good position moving forward from September.
Excellent. In terms of the mix of students that you have in the business school, what are they like?
Very diverse. Very diverse. Some young people, some more mature people, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, wide-ranging mixture of students.
So in terms of a place to find out what it's like to be in a business working environment, it's a great business school. You're not all like 18 or 19.
No, the business school is, the people who teach on the business management courses and the accountancy courses are experienced people. We're often not worked in for large accountancy companies or in the public sector or the private sector. And one thing we do, in fact I did a presentation not about a couple of hours ago to new students. It is about getting a degree, yes, an accountancy degree or a management degree, but it's more about what happens after that. And what we're trying to do at day one is to talk about employability. Mick talked about presentation skills, teamwork. That's what we do, as well as teaching them how to pass your accountancy exams or your business management exams. We feel that's very important. We get students to work in groups, they do projects, they take on role play as mini management teams. So right from day one, there can be a mix of a management team within the class. We've also, to add on to what we're doing, and we're very fortunate to have just recently got Gold Star accreditation for our Masters ACCA professional course, because what we tell our students is fine getting your degree, you need to think about becoming professionally qualified to get the career that you're aspiring to. And that is a good marketing tool for the accountancy course, because our accountancy applicants will get exemptions from the professional qualifications, not just in ACCA but with the others. So that really helps recruit people, and we keep them focused to the end. And because there's lots of exams, and accountancy historically seen as being boring, we make it not boring, because we talk about topical issues like mergers and acquisitions, we talk about the Euro crisis, we talk a little bit about what's going on in Greece, and we bring that into the classroom, and we make it as topical and as exciting as we possibly can, because people have an old-fashioned view about accountancy, which I do not take on board. Accountants end up managing the university, they end up managing large organisations, multimedia organisations, the BBC, the football professionals. They go on, it's a stepping stone. Accountants don't remain number crunchers for the rest of their lives. They go on and do other things. We now have computers to do number crunching. We don't have to get the ledgers out, as I remember many years ago, showing my age now. That's a shame. But I remember days before computers and ledgers. Now, we're more sophisticated with our information technology and our media, the use of the media. So I think accountancy and business, they interrelate very much. In fact, our lecturers teach both on the business programme and on the accountancy programme. So although we have distinct streams, we've got MBA level, we've got courses at every level, it's a mixture. And we're a very, very dynamic team, and we give really good service to our students. And anyone watching, I would come to Bolton to be taught by myself and my colleagues.
And enjoy a course which has obviously got a lot of potential for the future.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
That's
exactly.
brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Jackie,
Hello.
you're here representing psychology.
I am indeed, yes.
Very busy course. I know
Very.
that's also got a lot of transferable skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. In terms of the clearing, so far, we've got very few spaces left across our 3 psychology programmes. We have 4 psychology programmes, 1 4-year, 3 3-year programmes. We do straight psychology, criminological and forensic psychology, and psychology, psychotherapy and counselling, and they're the ones that are filling up those 3-year courses. The 4-year foundation degree includes an additional year at FE3, which is kind of A-level standard, where where students can come and kind of build up their confidence in preparation for the 3-year degree. They're all accredited by the British Psychological Society.
But to answer your question in terms of transferable skills, psychologists, when they go out into the workplace or as researchers, anyone employing a psychologist knows that they're getting a good all-rounder, which means that they go to places such as management, armed forces, police, you name it. A psychologist can be there, because when an employer takes on a psychologist, he or she knows that you are going to be someone who can analyse, collect data, write reports, can work independently, can work as a team. All those transferable skills you learn across the degree pathways, across all 3 degree pathways.
And in terms of the places that our students have gone on to work, can you give me some examples of our graduates?
Oh, well, again, in such a diverse areas such as management, training management at graduate level, the armed forces, the police service, the prison service, our criminological and forensic people are often interested in going into, working in prisons. In fact, in our 3rd year, we offer work experience where we have local contacts in such places as prisons, and indeed the police as well, where students, where you would be able to go to take some really interesting work experience, which potentially can lead to paid employment within that field. But certainly a diverse range of career prospects are open to you as a psychologist. And some indeed go on and become psychologists, clinical psychologists. Some even teach psychology, yes indeed. Not forgetting that we offer the complete range of training right through to postgraduate PhD. We have a very strong focus on counselling in our postgraduate. Our counselling diploma, again, is a very popular degree that our graduates transfer to that are interested in counselling. So they qualify as counselling therapists.
And we've had a great year in psychology, haven't we, in terms of graduates? Indeed,
yes. We have had our record year of first-class degrees this year, which we're incredibly proud of. So, we're wanting to keep that standard going. We're so proud of our students. We see how you develop from coming in at foundation or year 1, and we see you change, from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. And we are so proud of our graduates, particularly proud this year of the number of firsts we achieved. In fact, one of the 3rd year projects was one of the highest marks ever awarded for a 3rd year project, which it's Caitlin Jenkins, who I actually looked at that project, read it, and I was so impressed with that. It was just like, to me, it was like reading a chapter of a PhD. It was just a dream. And to think that, that has been developed, that she's developed that with us, we're just so proud of that. So, yeah, thank you.
Just going to have a quick word with Andy, who's here from engineering. Andy, can you tell us a little bit about how clearing's been going for your subject areas and when we have some places left?
Yeah, again, like the rest of my colleagues, clearing's been going really well. And foundation courses have proved really popular this year, and they're filling up really fast. All across the other sort of scope of supply relating to the school, again, we've had lots of inquiries, and the courses are filling up.
So which sort of subject areas do you have in engineering where there's some room?
Right across the board. So the school itself, I like to see as an applied vocational school. All of the courses we run within the school have professional body accreditation. And so we run a range of courses from mechanical engineering to electronic engineering to automotive engineers, which is our engineering section. Then within our built environment area, we run civil engineering, architecture, building, construction and quantity surveying courses, all of which do have places currently available.
They all sound very professionally applied, would that be the case?
Oh, absolutely. Each, as I say, have got their own professional body accreditations. So from the IMechE for the mechanical engineers, to CIAT, Chartered Institute of Architectural Technologists for the architects, to the Chartered Institute of Builders for the building courses. to JBM for the civil engineers. So all of them have got all the professional body accreditations.
That sounds brilliant. Right, well thank you for that everyone. I know that tomorrow we have an open day, so if there's anybody in clearing who is thinking that they want to come and meet the team, everybody is here tomorrow. And if you come tomorrow and you want to join us and you have your certificates with you, then we can make a decision for you on the day. So now has never been a better time to come and see us. That's tomorrow from about 10 o'clock, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're now going to have a bit of a swap over and have some people from our professional with Anna, who we're so lucky to have Anna with us. She's going to talk us a little bit about Bolton 1 and what we did there. Hello, and we're now through to the second part of our Q&A for 2015 clearing. Very lucky to have us with us here today, Fiona from Disability, Karen, who looks after student finance, we have Emily, who's come from accommodation, and we have Anna Fitzpatrick, who is our head of school for sports sciences and a variety of other subject areas, but is an expert on one of our great facilities at the university, Bolton 1. So very lucky to have you here. I'm just going to get out of shot so you can see the team while they answer a few questions. And we're going to start with Karen.
Hello.
Student finance, I know this is a big issue for students, and when they're going through clearing, there's so much they need to organise. Their finances are very important, aren't they? So
Yeah, definitely.
can you give us a bit of an outline of how they can sort that as quickly as possible if they find themselves in clearing and that's not been done?
Yeah, I mean, if they've not started to apply yet, obviously they need to do it as soon as possible, like right away. It generally takes at least 6 weeks for Student Finance England to process an application for funding. So it is really rather late now, so they need to do it straight away. They're unlikely to actually have the funding in place now because there's only about a month until we're going to enrol. But if any students do enrol and haven't got their funding in place at the time, we will help to, we can contact Student Finance England with them. In the first week, we'll be having funding advice days in central locations throughout the university, my colleague and myself, Carol. We'll be available for appointments, drop-in sessions, various means, obviously email, phone, you can contact us many ways. We will help all we can to expedite your funding if you've not got it yet, but the most important message is just apply straight away if you've not already applied. Right, so they need to get on that website and they need to get that application sorted out. Yeah, and the website is www.gov.uk/student finance. And then you can just apply online. You can also get the paper forms from there as well if you have any problems with the online application. We've got the open day tomorrow, yeah. So will there be somebody available to advise students if they drop in? Yeah, me. So I'll be doing 3 presentations, 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Apart from that, I'll be around for one-to-one sort of questions and things for the rest of the day as well, yes. That's brilliant, thank you. Fiona. Hi. Hi, you're here representing Disability Services. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the services that you provide for our students and how you support them?
Yeah, certainly. We have a really good reputation here for supporting disabled students. We have nearly 14% of our overall student population that do have a declared disability. So one thing I would say to you, that if you do have a disability, please disclose that to us at the first opportunity. And please don't ever worry that that is going to prevent you from coming to the university. It won't. You know, that is not taken into in any consideration. But the sooner that you tell us about it, the sooner we can work with you to get that specialist support in place. We have a high number of students here with really complex needs. We have one of the highest number of students who are deaf, who use British Sign Language here in the country. And one of our success stories recently was one of those students went forth and came out with a first class honours degree, which was fantastic and a great ambassador for our students. So, you know, we're really, you know, a strong disability team. So, you know, please don't, shy away from disclosing those disability with us. We also are launching a new service this September for all students. And that is a new service that combines our counselling team. There's a brand new clinic with our postgraduate students. So that's a really good opportunity for them as well. And that's providing CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, to our students. Also, our student liaison officers are going to be up there providing academic bite-size support. So anything academic, you know, related. There's also a group training room, and we're building lots and lots of partnerships with external professional services. One of the things I think why we're really, really good to support our disabled students here is because we're such a small and family orientated university, that it's really ideal, particularly if, you know, it may well be that you're in, you know, one or two buildings for the whole of your academic life with a small team around you, so you get to know names and people, and you're not just a number here at the university. So yeah.
Yeah. Fiona, thank you very much. So basically you have great people there to support students.
Yeah.
There's lots of pathways that they can go to get that support.
Certainly,
and
yeah.
you're going to be there tomorrow, I guess, at the open day as well.
Yeah, my team leader is here tomorrow. We're always here at all the open days, but if you can't, you know, make it for the open day, you know, just get in touch with us either through email on disabilityinfo@bolton.ac.uk or give us a ring on 01204 903478.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Emily.
Hello.
Hi. You're going to tell us a bit about student accommodation, aren't you? And
yes.
What life is like in Bolton for a student.
Yes, we have it's just such an enthusiastic student community here at Bolton, and for anyone who, for example, wants to live in our accommodation, that's obviously available, and that's my job. But Bolton as a place to live, it's fantastic for students, and anyone watching who's thinking about Bolton, it's just such an ideal location in the northwest, and we're so close to the big cities such as Manchester and Liverpool. We're close to the Lake District, but besides all those places, we have our own individuality here in Bolton. We have it's the town itself has such a good old heritage. We have, for example, there's Bolton Wanderers Football Club for any student who's interested in watching football, so you can watch football. There's plenty to do in terms of sports, and that obviously links with our university as well. Students can take part. Well, there's lots of shopping for students. Basically, there's a wide range of shops. Shopping centre in Bolton. There's Middlebrook, which is a retail and leisure area. There's plenty of bars, pubs, and restaurants which students enjoy. There's just plenty of choice in Bolton, and it's a place to be.
We have some fantastic countryside around as well.
We do as well. Yeah, definitely.
Close to the Lake District for those who like real walking and hiking.
Yeah, definitely. For those students who obviously who aren't interested in the pubs and bars, there's plenty of other things to do, such as the walking in the countryside, and there's plenty of things, plenty of variety for students here.
So tell halls of residence themselves, what are they like, what are they called, and what's the differences?
Yeah, so here at the University of Bolton we own 2 halls of residences. So we have Orlando Village and we have the Hollins halls of residence. So Orlando Village is a bit larger than the Hollins. Orlando Village holds probably about 340 students and the Hollins holds about 280. Altogether, I mean the students they can apply for both halls of residence. They are both self-catering. They do have shared bathroom and shared kitchen facilities. Orlando Village is the halls which is closest to us at about 10 to 15 minutes walk from the university campus. The Hollins is probably about 20-25 minutes walk away and is also on a bus route into the centre of Bolton. Students can apply for either halls. At the moment, a lot of students tend to apply for Orlando first. It's not compulsive for SHE students to do this, but it seems to be the trend. They can apply for either though. Both halls of residence are at the exact same cost at £78.50 per week. That's been a price squeeze on last year's cost, which has been very popular with our returning students. So we do have returning students who come back to live with us year on year. So it's a very popular place to be our halls of residence, and we welcome everybody to apply.
That sounds great. In terms of the filling up of halls, are there any places left?
We have a limited number of places left in halls, so my advice for anybody now going through clearing and still needing that accommodation is just to apply as soon as possible. The way to apply would be the online web form that we have on our accommodation webpage. Complete the form, and we would also need a deposit as well of £200. That would be the only payment that we would ask before you move in, basically. At the open day, we are here tomorrow to answer any accommodation questions, and you also have the opportunity to apply for the halls of residence straight away at the open day and make the payment for the deposit, and we can arrange reserving a room as soon as possible.
And they can see the halls for themselves?
They certainly can, yes. There will be a halls tour, so students can see Orlando Village halls of residence. For any students who, if you're watching this and you can't make the open day, we do have a virtual tour on the halls of residence website, so that can be viewed, if you can't make the open day.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Emily.
Yeah, thank you.
Anna, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I'm going to be a bit cheeky really and ask you to tell us a little bit about Bolton 1, because it's such a fantastic facility.
Yes.
And I know that you have some real career development opportunities for your subject areas, particularly there. So maybe if you could give us a run through of what goes on in there and what's there for students.
Yeah, well, it houses the Athlete Development Centre, and we do a lot of work with professional teams in there. So, for example, recently we've just become an official partner of the Rugby Football League. So when you go on the website soon, you'll be seeing symbols of the St George's flag and all of the links that we've got there. And a lot of these professional teams bring their athletes into the Athlete Development Centre to be screened, particularly before pre-season, but throughout the season as well. The reason for that is not just the fact that the equipment in there is fantastic, but also obviously the skills of the lecturing staff. They lecture to the students, but at the same time they're sought after by industry to do analysis of some of these elite professionals and feedback to the clubs. So it's very much a working centre of excellence with the students at the heart of it.
So those students get to work with those professional clubs virtually from day one of being a student?
Yeah, and that's really the ethos that we want to have. It's a working centre of excellence, and I think as much as we can describe to students what it's like having worked in industry prior to coming to the university, I think it's absolutely fabulous when they actually get to meet those elite professionals and to talk to these people firsthand about their rehab, their injuries, and also about enhancing their performance to make them fitter, quicker, faster, more skillful, and it's fabulous for the students.
So as well as the Athlete Development Centre, we also have the Sports and Spinal Injury Clinic, don't we, upstairs?
We do indeed, yes. It's BUPA accredited Sport and Spinal Injuries Clinic, and in there we have the sports rehabilitation staff and also the chartered physiotherapists who all work together with our students who are all BASRA accredited, and we treat many different types of patients, from the elite athlete to members of the community who've come through, amateur sport people, semi-professional people. Everybody really comes through to see us, people with private health insurance, self-payers. But it's a great experience for the students, again, because they see how that business runs and runs effectively, and they're getting to implement their skills which they're learning on the course with us in real life situations. So, and obviously this all ties into the curriculum. So we have co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities. The coaching students do all of their coaching qualifications, so they'll get UKCC level 2 quals alongside doing their degree. The students doing sports rehab are obviously qualified as masseurs and masseuses and practicing those skills in clinic and doing a triage caseload, clinical caseload alongside professional staff who worked at very high level in professional sport and industry before coming to the university. So it's a really nice combination there for the student.
You have a great team, don't you, with a really broad experience and professional.
Absolutely.
And in terms of the courses that you have in your area at the moment, as we're in clearing, what's the competition like for places now?
Well, I mean, the competition all year is always tough for our courses, but that's good. You know, whether it's biology and biomedical or whether it's sport, we're competitive, and that's great. So we've still got some places available through clearing. We've been busy talking to students who are still keen to come and join us. I mean, if you go and walk around Bolton one and have a look at some of the facilities we've got, it's obvious that it's hugely attractive. But still, the sports rehab main honours route, foundation route, sport development and coaching, sport science and coaching, and sport and exercise science, we have a few places left. And it's exciting, it's an exciting time. I've no doubt we'll be meeting more of the students tomorrow at the open day. We're hoping to join us in September, and as is the same with biology and biomedical. Exciting times.
In terms of your graduates and where they go on to work, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, the majority of our students obviously go to work in professional sport industry, and also as well, some go into the community and amateur sport. You can go into an environment where you're developing grassroots and community sport through coaching, or you go in as a sport rehabilitator working with first grade professional rugby league or football, for example. One of our graduates last year was busy getting on a plane to fly off with the football team that she joined, Wigan Athletic, I believe. So there are lots of exciting opportunities. We've had some immensely successful biology graduates this year as well. We had a symposium where they were talking about the dissertation, the research, the level of work that they do, and it was just staggering. We're very proud to have a very good, strong employment rate amongst our graduates. I mean, it's all about the career, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're very serious about training our students to go out there and get the job that they're going to want, and be confident in that as well, aren't we?
Indeed, absolutely.
So I know we've talked about sports science. Sports sciences. Had a quick word about biology. Does maths come under your area as well?
Yes, and again, I think that the fantastic thing about maths, as with the other areas, is the level of student satisfaction is enormous. And we've again got some really successful careers coming out of mathematics. There are some places left, and the team are keen to meet a few people at open day if they're interested in that area of careers. It's an exciting team, the maths department, a big team, lots of different areas of mathematical study are covered in that environment, and yeah, it's definitely an expanding area for us, and the numbers have been very healthy, but I'm sure we'd have space for one or two extras if they chose to join us.
Right, so the message is, if you're interested in joining, then the open day tomorrow is an ideal opportunity.
Be swift would be my response. Be swift.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to wrap it up now. So that's our questions and answer session for today. If you want to come and join us, then an ideal opportunity to come and meet us is tomorrow at that open day. And if you bring your qualifications with you from your exams and your A-levels, then we can turn around your application and give you a same day answer. Okay, thank you very much.